What the heck is a donut hole? A lot of my clients lately have been confused about the donut hole, confused about their prescription drug coverage and how the donut hole affects them. So that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about today. Okay, so what is a donut hole? The easiest way to describe the donut hole is the spot in your prescription drug coverage where your carrier isn't going to be paying as much towards your prescription drugs as what they have been. And that can be expensive for a lot of my clients. So it's a good thing to have an idea of what that is and when it's coming so that you can prepare for it if you are going to be in the donut hole. So let's talk a little bit about how you get there. There are going to be 4 stages to your prescription drug coverage. Stage 1. Stage 1 is going to be your deductible phase. So whatever your deductible is with your current plan, whether you're on a supplement or whether you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, you're going to have a different deductible. Your deductible on some Advantage plans might be 0, which means there really isn't going to be a stage 1 for you. Some of my clients have a higher deductible. You may have a $1,000 deductible. You may have a $150 deductible. Whatever your deductible is, that's going to be the first part of, that's going to be stage 1 of your prescription drug coverage. You're going to need to get through that first. Okay, the second stage is going to be called the initial coverage stage. And this is going to be the part of your prescription drug coverage where your provider or your carrier and you are going to basically share the cost of your prescriptions until a certain point. So through paying deductibles, through paying co-insurance, there's going to be a certain percentage that you are going to be responsible for and your provider is going to be responsible for. So where we're at right now, this is November of 2019, and talking about plans for 2020, that stage, the end of that stage, when you hit that max, is at $4,020. Now, is that going to change? Probably. This stuff changes all the time. So if you're watching this video 5 years in the future, don't rely on that number. It could be something very different. So with every plan, whatever you're on, you're going to want to look and see what your responsibility is going to be in that stage 2. Are you on 100% coverage? Are you on an 80-20? What's going to be your responsibility during that time period? Now we're at stage 3, and stage 3 is what we call the donut hole. This is going to be that area between where you've hit the max of stage 2, your initial coverage period, and before you hit catastrophic coverage. And I'm going to put up a little graphic to kind of show you how all of this works too, which I think for me, I'm a visual learner, so that was really helpful for me. So this is where you're in the donut hole. There is talk sometimes of the donut hole closing, the donut hole, you may have heard of the donut hole going away. My understanding is it's not really ever going to go away. When they talk about it closing, what that means is that your responsibility while you're in the donut hole is decreased. So currently the client pays 25% of their drug costs while they're in the donut hole. Once you hit stage 4, which is called catastrophic coverage, that's going to be anything over $6,350. That's going to be when the carrier is going to pick back up where they left off and carry a much bigger part of the load. So what you're going to want to do is really look at your plan. You're going to want to figure out where you're at, what your responsibilities are going to be at all 4 stages, depending on what you have. One, if you're on a supplement or if you're on an Advantage plan, or if you're just on an original Medicare. The best thing to do is to talk with somebody about that, figure out, have somebody explain your plan to you if it's not something that you easily understand. Believe me, these plans are crazy, so it's tough sometimes to figure out how all of this is working. Talk with an agent, call your carrier. You can feel free to call me anytime. I'm happy to sit with you and go through the plan you have and help you understand it a little bit as well also. And that's it. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you understand a little bit more about the donut hole now and how it all works. If you have additional questions, please feel free to call me anytime. Somewhere down here is a place to like, comment, or subscribe. All of those would be great. I would love your feedback. And if you have ideas for additional videos, just send those over to me. I'm always looking for things that my clients or anybody out there is wanting to know more about. I'm happy to explore a little bit more about that. Thanks.